Hey everyone, welcome back. You know how sometimes you're standing in the drugstore staring at a wall of mouthwashes and just feeling completely overwhelmed?
Oh, yeah, totally. Like, so many options. Which one's actually the best? Do I even need mouthwash?
Exactly. And luckily for all of us, you sent in a ton of questions about this very topic. So we've put together a deep dive just for you.
Awesome.
We've got expert opinions here from a British surgeon, Dr. Karan Rajan, and an American dental hygienist, Whitney DiFoggio.
And to top it off, we've even pulled in some guidelines from the UK's National Health Service, to make sure we're covering all the bases.
By the end of this, you'll be walking down that dental aisle like a total pro. No more second-guessing yourself.
Sounds good.
All right, let's kick things off. So mouthwash, right? It seems pretty basic at first glance, but it turns out this stuff is connected to a whole hidden world inside of us. The oral microbiome.
The oral microbiome, for anyone out there wondering, what is that? It's basically trillions of bacteria living in our mouths, like a whole miniature ecosystem.
Wow, trillions. That's a lot of tiny roommates. And I'm guessing it's not just like all bad bacteria, right? There must be some good guys in there too.
You got it. You can't just lump them all together. There are tons of beneficial bacteria. In fact, they're crucial for a healthy mouth.
So what are these little good guys doing for us exactly? Like, what's their job?
Well, for starters, some help break down complex sugars, which aids in digestion. Think of them as your mouth's own little digestive helpers.
Oh, okay. So they're helping us break down food right there in our mouths. Didn't expect that. What else?
Others produce compounds that fight bad breath, so, they help keep things fresh.
Okay, now we're talking. That's something I think we can all appreciate. Anything else?
And, believe it or not, some actually protect our teeth and gums. They do this by crowding out those harmful bacteria that lead to decay and gum disease.
Interesting. It really is a whole system working in there, isn't it?
Exactly.
Like a delicate ecosystem. But then, mouthwash comes along.
Yeah.
And
kind of disrupts everything. Yeah. It can definitely be a bit of a bull in a china shop situation, especially when you're talking about alcohol-based mouthwashes.
right. I've heard that alcohol in mouthwash can be a problem. Is that what Dr. Rajan is getting at?
He is. You see, those alcohol-based mouthwashes often contain high concentrations of alcohol, and we swish it around for a good 30 seconds, sometimes more. That's prolonged exposure, which can really mess with the balance of your oral microbiome.
I see. So it's not just the alcohol itself. It's the fact that our mouths are basically swimming in it for a while.
Exactly. And Dr. Rajan actually warns that this disruption, the killing off of good bacteria, could even be linked to some pretty serious stuff.
Yeah, I read something about a possible connection between alcohol-based mouthwash and certain cancers.
You're right on the money. There's been research, and while more research is always needed, it indicates that this prolonged exposure to high concentrations of alcohol in mouthwash might increase the risk of colorectal cancer.
Colorectal cancer. Wow, that's really scary. How's that even possible?
Well, it's thought that some of the good bacteria in our gut, which can be affected by changes in the oral microbiome, actually play a role in protecting against cancer development. So when those populations get disrupted, the risk could increase.
So it's all connected.
Mhm.
Like our mouths and our guts are kind of working together in a way.
It's definitely more complex than most people realize. Makes you think twice about that minty fresh burn.
Seriously, I know I will. So wait, if the alcohol is the problem, does that mean we should just ditch mouthwash altogether?
Well, not so fast. Now, remember Whitney DiFoggio, the dental hygienist? Her take is pretty straightforward. She says we don't actually need mouthwash.
Really?
Yeah, she's all about good old-fashioned brushing and flossing. She emphasizes getting every single surface. The fronts, the backs, the tops of your teeth, even the tongue, and of course, getting in between those teeth.
Okay, I see her point. If you're really thorough with your brushing and flossing, maybe the mouthwash is just extra. But hold on, what about fluoride? I thought that was like the main benefit of using mouthwash. Doesn't the UK's National Health Service recommend it for preventing cavities?
They do, but they're very specific about when you should use it. In fact, the NHS actually advises against using fluoride mouthwash immediately after brushing.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Because, and this might surprise you, it washes away the concentrated fluoride from your toothpaste.
So it's like you're undoing all the good you just did with your brushing. That seems kind of counterintuitive.
It does, right. The fluoride in toothpaste is meant to sit on your teeth and do its thing. But if you immediately rinse with mouthwash, you're just washing it all away before it has a chance to work.
So what's the right way to use fluoride mouthwash?
The NHS suggests using it at a separate time, like maybe after lunch. And it's important to wait at least 30 minutes before eating or drinking anything afterwards. That way, you're giving the fluoride plenty of time to really penetrate your teeth.
Okay, that makes more sense. So we've got the microbiome disruption and the fluoride timing thing. Are there any other downsides to the, classic alcohol-heavy mouthwash?
And unfortunately, yes. Remember how we talked about the alcohol potentially killing off beneficial bacteria? Well, it can also lead to dry mouth, which is ironic because dry mouth can actually make bad breath worse.
Oh, wow. That's definitely not what you want.
Right. And then there's a potential for a burning sensation. Some people even experience pain in their mucosa, which is that delicate lining of your mouth.
Ouch. I can imagine that wouldn't be fun.
Not at all. And in some cases, it can damage fillings, stain teeth, even erode your enamel. And some people are prone to developing ulcers from alcohol-based mouthwashes.
Wow, that's a lot to think about. So it really sounds like we need to be a lot more mindful about our mouthwash choices.
Absolutely. Especially when it comes to that alcohol content.
All right, so to wrap things up, next time you're in the dental aisle, staring down that wall of mouthwashes, remember to flip that bottle over and check the ingredients.
Yes. Know what you're putting in your mouth.
Maybe an alcohol-free version is the way to go. Or maybe, like Whitney suggests, you're already doing a great job with your brushing and flossing.
If so, maybe you can skip the mouthwash altogether.
Either way, taking care of your oral health is so important, and it goes way beyond just having a pretty smile.